Hello, I'm Angel Gonzalez, and I worked mainly on the connection logic and then the UI implementation for the game.
I'm Derek Gerlixa, and I mostly worked on like the framework, the starting framework of the code.
Hi, I'm Robert Key. I worked on the code optimization and the logo for our game.
Alright, so we're going to demo our game right now. Both our devices are disconnected. For this to work, we both have to be on the same account, but other than that, it works. And right now you can see it's disconnected as a yellow banner on both devices. Start button is grayed out, so we're just going to run our game. And now this is what our app looks like. We have all our lamps turned off. This is our game indication. This lamp's indicated if our players are connected. This lets us know if we can start. The connect button will allow us to connect to our devices, and the terminate connection will terminate. It will basically reset the connection if anything goes wrong. So we're just going to click connect. And we're going to see how it goes away. Our devices are now no longer grayed out. They're connected. Our lamps are all turned on. And now we're gonna get into our positions for the actual game. It's a Gunslinger, right? We're gonna ready up. It's gonna be starting in 3, 2, 1, and then and then player 2 wins. There you go. We're very close, you see, but player 2 is the orange line graph, and you can see they started a little earlier. And then down here you can see how player 2 adds the score. If we go again, just for demonstration purposes, I will lose this round on purpose. I will not move my thing. He is going to win, and then we're going to see how the score keeps on adding up. Now player 2 wins again, so he's player 2, and then he's going to lose on purpose, and then I'm going to win. So it's going to be starting. 3, 2, 1. See how player 1 wins now, me. And we can see how the score differs, 2-1. And we can see how the graph, the orange player, this is more the logistics side. The player doesn't need to see this. See how orange, player 2 doesn't move at all because he's on the table. And then I actually played, you can see the spike in acceleration. All right.
So, when it comes to our code, we started off with a class a def handle with these properties over here. Then we have to connect our two devices. We obviously have M1, M2, and then mobile dev connections. That took a while to figure out. So this is the constructor method here. Sets everything to 0, and our mobile dev connections to an empty array. We have our reset logs function here. We have our start logging function. We have our end logging function to stop the logging for the two phones. We have our terminate connection. That's basically the reset connected to the reset button. And we have the main game here in this function. So we get our Excel logs from the two devices. We put that into an array. We got our resultant accelerations. We have a graph here for temp looking. We have our threshold value. This is our set value to see who moved first. This is where we find our timings. And then have converting that we're seeing. We compare these two times of the two players down to really a millisecond to see who wins. And if somehow they get the same time, it is a draw. But yeah, this was a reach goal to add series length. At the time of this video, we don't have that implemented, but we'll see. And then we have our data or devices over here. So from dev list, mobile dev list gets a table. And then we have all of that in our design to get all of our devices connected. And then these are messages for if the devices aren't connected. And we create our objects here, and that's the class def file. This is like the framework for the app code. If we switch to that over here, this is our app code. Obviously, we have our startup function here. And this is our table, which is connected to the table array down here. When we were making that, that was kind of difficult to figure out. But if we go down here, this is what happens when you push the button. This is when you start the game. When you saw in that video, all of it starts us off. We have our starting function. This was something we implemented to make sure it doesn't get stale. We have our random onto the timings, so you don't just get used to it. It surprises you. We start logging obviously after the duel starts, not before, not during the countdown, to make sure there's no like moving early. So once it starts, it logs for around 2 seconds, and then we decide our winner at the end of it. That's basically the game. That's basically the game. So, and when you win, it obviously updates down here, and when you terminate, it resets. And when you go here to the connect button, obviously you're connecting your devices. That's basically